People assume that because I'm a performance coach, I have no problems. I wake up at 5 a.m., I do my morning meditation, I drink my green smoothie, I exercise, and then I just blissfully go through my day completely regulated and everything's pleasant and wonderful and I have no problems at all. You guys, I wish that was the case. That would be maybe amazing, but I want to tell you, I'm a normal human just like the rest of you. And so many people are surprised. They're like, wait, you still struggle with imposter syndrome? I'm like, yes, absolutely. Why do you think I know so much about it? So it's really interesting when you look at your ideas of what you should be doing. A lot of people have the misconception that they have to fix everything about themselves and then they'll be successful. And I'm here to debunk all of that. Before I get into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Deibert. I'm a performance coach for enterprise and strategic account executives. I help with mindset and productivity. And I had the most amazing weekend. I went to Ian Koniak's mastermind retreat. It was on Saturday and Sunday. I had the privilege of presenting to 115 amazing sellers there. It was so much fun. I was like completely in the zone. It's just a total side note. It was really interesting because I looked at my whoop band afterwards to see what my stress was as I was presenting, and my stress completely dropped to the low zone while I was presenting. I was like, man, this is my spot. Like, it was such a pleasure to present. And it was fascinating because afterwards, people came up to me and asked me questions, and I would share my own personal experience of the things that I'm struggling with right now and the things that I'm working on. And they would always be like, wait, you have problems? How could you have problems? Aren't you like elevated at this point? Haven't you fixed everything? You teach other people how to fix their problems. How could you still have problems? And this is the big misconception, is that we kind of expect that there's some finish line somewhere where suddenly we're perfect and we have no problems and we've fixed everything about ourselves. And that's what's created the success. And I'm here to tell you that you can be somewhat of a disaster and still be successful. Look at any successful person out there. They still have problems. All these things that you think you need to fix about yourself, I'm doing air quotes on fix because you don't actually have to fix anything about you, but all these things that you think you need to fix about you, they can actually still exist and you can still be wildly successful. So I want you to notice all the times when you tell yourself that you need to fix something about yourself. This actually keeps you in a perpetual cycle of feeling like you need to be fixed. The alternative to this is accepting yourself. And I've been in therapy for years, and for years, my therapist has told me to accept myself. And for years, I was like, that sounds nice. How in the world do I do that? Like, must be wonderful to be able to accept yourself. And I feel like probably 4 years later, 3 years later now, I'm finally getting to the place where I'm starting to accept myself. So I don't think that this is an overnight shift. I'm offering this to you, but don't beat yourself up if it doesn't happen immediately. This is like a slow emerging process, but I just want to plant the seed in your mind that you can get to the point where you actually accept yourself. So one thing I've been working on lately is I slouch my whole entire life. I'm relatively tall. I'm 5'8", and so I was always much taller than my friends. And I don't know, just stress life. I slouch a lot. And this is something that I've hated about myself. I've been like, I've got to fix my posture. I can hear my mom's voice in my head saying, stand up straight, put your shoulders back, stand up straight. And every time I'm at an event and I'm slouching, I'm like, people are going to see you. They're going to think that you're a worse person because you're slouching. You've got to fix this. I've hired personal trainers to help me with it. I've hired chiropractors to help me with it. I've like focused on like, how do I fix my posture? I want to be somebody who stands upright and looks confident, right? And I finally got to the point where I was like, what if I don't have to fix my slouch? I could, absolutely. Maybe I want to fix it. But what if I don't have to? What if I don't need to fix my slouch? What if it's kind of a fun feature about me? And you can see my profile and you can recognize me anywhere because like, there's the slouch. There she is. I see her now. Like, what if I don't have to fix that? And I've finally gotten to the place where I'm like, you know what? I kind of like that about myself. I kind of like that I stand this way and that this is who I am and that this is like me. Like, it just feels like me. It's been me for decades now. And I want you to have this same kind of idea about yourself. I have a lot of clients that feel a lot of anxiety and they're like, I need to get rid of my anxiety. It's a really big problem. What if you don't? You've been wildly successful so far and you have anxiety. Maybe you don't have to get rid of your anxiety. Maybe you can still continue to be wildly successful and still have anxiety. I don't know if you can see my shirt. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, my shirt says, what you are about to experience may or may not be real. And I love this idea because this is exactly how the real world works. There are so many things out in reality that we don't even see, or so many things that we're declining because of what our thoughts are. We have our own version of what we think reality is, and we're just looking for evidence to prove our version true. So our brains are prediction machines. Our brains are responding to what they think is going to happen. And a lot of the times they're responding to not even what is really actually happening in reality. So my brain has the tendency to tell me that I'm not good enough, people don't like me, I'm not valuable, I'm not as cool as other people. I'm just kind of average, which feels way worse than being mediocre, like not good, not bad, just average. And that's what my brain offers me. Is that reality? Is it true that people don't like me? No, absolutely not. I can find so many examples of people who love me. They think I'm fabulous. They love having me around. But yet that's what my brain's offering me. And I want you to see this because there's so many times when our brain is just predicting what it thinks is going to happen. And what it's predicting is actually not even true. So I want you to see this about yourself, that you were like, oh, I'm so worried. I have all this anxiety. I need to fix this about myself. Or maybe I'm a little bit too harsh and I respond and I react really quickly. And I wish that I didn't react so quickly. I wish I gave myself time to think about it before I got really heated about something. Whatever it is, I want you to notice that you can still be successful and have these traits. What if you don't even need to fix that about yourself? And at the same time, there's part of you that wants to fix that about yourself. That would be like, yeah, it would be nice if I wasn't that way. It'd feel so much better if I didn't feel super panicked before every single client call. And maybe there's some part of you that wants to change that. I just want you to take out the word need. You don't need to fix anything. You can if you want to, but you don't need to. You aren't a lesser human because you have these traits. So I've been doing, what my therapist practices what's called DBT, dialectical behavior therapy. And the whole point of it is the dialectical part, which essentially says that two things can be true at once. And this is the piece that I want you to have. I'm someone who's super black and white. It's good or it's bad. It's fantastic or it's terrible. Like I'm just like, there's no gray area. I'm black and white. It either is or it isn't. And this is something that I've had to learn about myself. I can be someone who is concerned about myself and not feeling incredibly confident, and I can go out on a stage and crush it. I can be someone who slouches, and I can be someone who's incredibly strong and has like very strong shoulder muscles and back muscles. Like whatever it is, I can be someone who shows up a little bit nervous and is afraid, and I can still take the action that I want to take. I'm giving you a lot of different ways to approach this to just try to break it apart just a little bit. My hope is that by the end of this conversation, you have more self-compassion for yourself. You have more self-acceptance of yourself, of like, you know what, maybe it is fine. I'm someone that has anxiety. No big deal. There's a part of me that feels anxious when I show up to these calls. It's not all of me, it's just a part of me. And what if that's not a problem? What if that actually makes me perform better because now I've got a little bit of adrenaline running through my system and I can react faster? What if that's a feature and not a bug? What if it's fine? And as you start to release this pressure, you start to panic about it less. And whatever this is, the thing that is that you want to fix about yourself feels less intense and less important, and it has less of an impact on you. So I want you, last piece here, to notice that a lot of times these thoughts that are coming up, these behaviors, these reactions, these habits that we have come from our inner child. It's something that we've carried with us for decades now. And that inner child is trying to protect us. That inner child is trying to take care of us and make sure that we're safe. And so what I've done for myself is notice when I'm having these thoughts, and rather than beating myself up for it and being like, dang it, it's here again. What do I do? How do I fix this? I'm doomed forever. I'm never going to be able to get the success I want because this freaking thought keeps coming up all the time. So I want you to, instead of beating yourself up and finding a lot of like tension and resistance when these thoughts come up, just think of like how old you were when you had that thought. Like to me, I'm always like, this is not the old version of Amber. This is like a very young version of Amber who's having a tantrum right now. She's definitely not an adult. And so just kind of feel like, how old is that version of you that's having these feelings? And then try to embrace them. Just be like, man, you're having a really hard time right now. I can tell. And I'm here with you. I'm the grown up. I'm going to take care of you. When you can have that compassion for yourself and embrace that inner child, then it just kind of melts away and it doesn't feel as prominent or as difficult anymore. And you can see the other side of things of like, yeah, I'm worried that people don't like me. And actually, I have a lot of evidence that they do. So I'm just going to have compassion for myself for feeling that way. And I'm going to thank that inner child for protecting me and taking care of me and keeping me safe. If you want more help on this, I'm going to do a specific series about this in my newsletter. I'm going to give you some practices and some frameworks that you can use to get to the both and. Two things can be true at the same time. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go join my newsletter. I have a brand new website, by the way. I haven't announced this yet. If you go to mentalmastery.com, you'll see my new flashy, amazing website. And I'm so pumped about it because I added a quiz on there where you can go take this quiz and find your work like your workout style. And then I have a series of emails that it will send you that give you specifics. It's split out by every single person. It gives you specifics of exactly what this looks like for your particular workout style and gives you tips on how to manage your workday. And it's going to be really helpful for you. So if you're interested, join the newsletter. You can go to mentalmastery.com and just click the join the newsletter button up in the top right. And if you want, check out the quiz while you're there. Figure out what your work like your workout style is and get some specific advice for you and your particular workout style. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if there's anything you want to know or anything that you loved. It's so helpful to hear from people that are enjoying this podcast. So feel free to reach out and can't wait to see you next week.